Hello. It's been a long time. What's going on, everybody? My name is Dan and our xTwoShoes, and this is the first video I've made on this channel in a year. I haven't done this in so long, and it absolutely shows. I'm nervous as all hell. I don't know where to look. I don't know what to do with my hands. And judging by the fact that I just went live for 5 minutes instead of recording a video on OBS, I've been pretty out of practice. I know a lot of you have had questions about what's been happening with this channel. Have I quit YouTube? What are the plans? What's going on? Is the channel dead? I'm here to tell you, no, the channel is not dead. No, I am not quitting YouTube, but please do stick around because there's a lot I want to go over, a lot of really important stuff, some changes and some questions that I've been sent in from all of you as well that I really want to go over and clear things up and hopefully have a good time. Okay. I think this is around the point in the video where I ask you all to hit the like button, but we're not going to do that today. I don't deserve it. I've left you all for a year, but just, you know, help me out. Like, all right, first things first. It's been nearly exactly a year since I posted my last video on this channel. August 22nd, 2023 is when I posted my last video on this channel. In that video, I basically told everyone why I had stepped away from content and from streaming for so long. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you know I used to live in the Middle East. I had some shit happen there that led me back to Ireland. And in that time, I moved around a lot and I was living in different places and kind of just enjoying real life for the first time in a long time. Not that I don't love streaming. Streaming and content is like my fucking passion, but I ended up prioritizing a lot more of just like going out with friends and seeing people I haven't seen in a while, and doing things, meeting new people and all that stuff. And all that moving kind of made it pretty difficult to make content. That's kind of the TLDR. Also in that video, I was like, but don't worry, I'm coming back. I'm gonna do this and blah, blah, blah. And I really meant it. I had every intention of just starting back up the stream and just like getting back into it. And I had so many ideas and so many plans, and I just kept pushing it. Like week after week after week after week. I was like, no, next week is when I'm gonna come back. Or I've got this huge big plan that I wanna implement, but that's gonna take like weeks to do or months to plan. And I don't wanna kickstart the channel again until all that's ready. But eventually I kind of realized those are kind of excuses in a sense. I was avoiding doing it because I just wasn't ready to come back to content. Like if you've watched this channel for a while, you'd know that I talk a lot about like looking after yourself and taking care of yourself while you're streaming and taking breaks when you need to, and don't let yourself get like too, you know, bogged down by the whole thing and stressed out and anxious. And I just didn't follow my own advice. And I was streaming. I was kind of coming on Twitch every so often, every few weeks, or you know, a couple of times a week maybe. And every time I came back, I was like, everyone, yeah, making a video next week. And it wasn't until I had another change in my personal life that I was like, you know what? No, I'm just going to do it. There's never going to be the right time. It's like quitting smoking. I used to smoke cigarettes. I know, but I quit. But before I quit, I used to always tell myself, no, I'll quit after these exams, or I'll quit after summer, or I'll quit after this holiday or this vacation or whatever. I used to always give myself excuses. And I realized that's what I was doing with content. And because of that big change I had in my personal life, I was like, you know what? Just go live. One of the biggest things I've said to every streamer, just go live. Just make the video, just post the video. You know, it's never gonna be perfect, but just do it, put it out there. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just going live. I'm pressing the button, I'm posting the video. And this is a message to me more than you, of holding myself accountable to say, I'm ready to come back to this. I want to come back to this. I've missed posting on this channel so much, and it is not going anywhere. And I have some crazy plans for it, which we're going to get into in a minute. God, it feels so strange to make videos, but it is also like riding a bike. You know, you start doing it, you're kind of freaked out to do it. You haven't done it in a long time. And then you realize, actually, I know exactly what I'm doing. I haven't felt that yet. I hopefully will by the end of this. Also, elephant in the room, not elephant, but me in the room. I am in another new place. Part of the reason why it's taken me so long to get back into content is because in the last 4 years, I have had 10 different living situations. I went from living in Dublin City in my first apartment that I started streaming in to living in a different apartment in Dublin. From there, I moved to the Middle East and stayed with family for a while and continued to make content and stream there. From there, I moved to my own apartment, still in the Middle East. From that apartment, I moved to a second apartment when our lease ran out in the Middle East. Then I moved back to my parents' house in Ireland. From there, I moved to my own apartment that I was sharing with 2 other people in Dublin again. And from there, moved back to my parents' place, back to a new apartment in Dublin, back to my parents again, and now I'm here. I've been living here for like 4 days now, so we still have loads to do. I'm gonna decorate the shit out of it. It's gonna look dope. We'll talk about that later, where I am exactly. But know that I'm very happy. I'm super comfortable, and really excited about being in this space very, very long term. But yeah, it feels absolutely incredible to be back. I'm so stoked on streaming and content creation at the minute. I'm also just so blown away and so grateful from the amount of people on Twitch who like kept their sub and stuff like that while I was not streaming for nearly like a year and a bit, and all the returning viewers who have come back now that they see me kind of more regularly live. It's super heartwarming and I can't thank you all enough. Even this channel has somehow remained active and recently just hit 22,000 subscribers, which is nuts. A lot of people are finding me through the good streamer versus bad streamer video I made a while ago. That video, after 3 years, randomly hit the algorithm and went from like 10,000 views to I think like 300,000 views now. Like that's a huge number to me. You know, I would have been stoked if I hit 50 subscribers. That's the coolest thing in the world to me. But to think that 22,000 people are here now. So thank you all so much, truly. And thank you for giving me the push to like come back to this channel and realize what I have and not take it for granted and breathe new life into it and make some awesome content that I think you're all really gonna love. Right, emotional time over. Serious only. This is a serious channel, right? But in the run up to filming this video, I put out a tweet asking some of you that like, if you had questions for me about where I've been or whatever, because I know there's so much that's happened. So I'm going to answer a few of these questions from the community now, and then we're going to get into, maybe I should do some like cool, like dramatic editing here. The future of this channel and my Twitch stream. Yeah, cool. That's sick. They'll love it. They'll love that. Right, question 1 comes from Spooky Deer, and this is a really good one. How have you learned to cope with the inherent upheaval and lack of consistent, dependable income of making content full time? How do you plan and anticipate the ebbs and flows? Yeah, so what Spooky's asking there is like, they're asking how you would cope with the fact of having your income change basically every month. Your subscriber count on Twitch can go from super high up to, you know, a quarter, a third of what it was overnight. You could earn a load of money one month and go, oh my God, this is amazing. I am a creator. I can do this full time. And then all of a sudden you're back to square one and you can't afford it anymore. So that's why I always say to people, have 6 months of consistent income, at least 6 months of consistent income before you start doing this full time or consider doing this full time. But I'm not a finance money man, okay? So don't listen to me, I'm an idiot. But to answer Spooky's question, I'm gonna be a bit transparent here. So currently this month on YouTube, and this is just from like ads that play in my videos, like pre-rolls and mid-rolls and stuff like that. For 79.5 thousand views, I have earned an estimated 170 euros. That's roughly 183 US dollars at the time of making this video, and 312 Azerbaijani manat, if you were wondering. Right here, I'm only going to discuss YouTube and my strategy there, but let me know if you want to see a whole video on this topic, because it is kind of important, I suppose, and good information to know if you want to be full-time. But obviously $170 for, say, me and possibly a lot of you watching this isn't necessarily enough to survive on, right? I have rent and bills and all these things to pay, and $170 wouldn't cover that. But the way I was kind of able to combat the pressures of the kind of financial thing is by making deals with sponsors. But instead of just being like, hey, yeah, I'll promote this product for $100 for a video, what I tried to do was create partnerships with these companies, meaning that, all right, I make 4 videos a month, typically 1 per week. So you get 1 video per month. Let's ink this deal for like 6 months and then reassess it. That meant that I knew that I had a guaranteed X amount of money coming in from a sponsor every month. And before I took my break, I posted 4 videos a month, and 3 of them had a deal with a partner, like a long-term deal. And I left 1 video free for either not to put an ad in, or if somebody kind of jumped in the emails and just wanted like a one-off thing. And that was a huge way that I was able to kind of negate the panic, say, of not knowing how much my paycheck was going to be every month. It still kind of happened, you know, obviously if a deal finished with a sponsor or you had a slow month on Twitch or whatever, but that's kind of it. It was positioning myself in such a way that I was able to make guaranteed income per month, even with a channel my size, all that kind of stuff. Sorry, that was a very long-winded answer, but hopefully the editor did a great job and cut it up. Next question is from It's Hefty, and they said, do you think you'll ever go back to your Twitch tutorial series? It taught me so much and helped me along my journey. Thank you, Hefty. Very kind. Answer is yes, absolutely. We're going to get into that. Couple more questions. Wally said, any new tattoos since you went away? Answer to that question is yes, quite a few actually. I don't know if I can show them. I'm not going to pop the shirt off. I feel like that's a bit too far. First video back, maybe second or third video, but not first video. But yeah, I got a big boat tattooed on my chest. It's a Irish boat. Actually got this one. This is my most recent one. Only a few weeks ago on stream, we were raising money for a friend of mine who is raising money for his multiple sclerosis treatment. And I put a load of ideas on a wheel that I let chat aside. And every 250 bucks raised, we added something to the tattoo. So started with a dog, then we added the Master Sword, then we added a bandana with the Guinness logo on it. So yeah, that was done on my stream, twitch.tv/xTwoShoes. I do weird stuff like this all the time. Disclaimer, this was done by professional, okay? This was done by professional, don't worry. It was a sterile, clean environment. Let me know if you want a tattoo tour. I'll post it on Twitter or something. Eddie Muzz says, how different is gaming for you now as somebody who creates content for games full time compared to when you first started as a kid playing purely for fun? I mean, I still play games purely for fun. I always say that like being a live streamer, especially if you're someone who plays predominantly video games, you know, eventually it just does become like any other job. One thing that sucks for me though is if you find a really good game that you want to play, especially if it's like a story game, you can't play it off stream then because you've committed to it. So that kind of sucks. But no, I mean, I still have a blast playing games. I don't get as much time to play games kind of off stream. Like normally when I finish streaming, I just kind of want to go hang out and get off the computer. But like, you have a group of friends, we play games together. It's great. It's still fun. Calvin says, why mustache? I mean, why not? I like the mustache. Do you? Should I get rid of the mustache? I like the mustache. I've had it for a long time. Vel said, do you regret taking so long off? Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I mean, I don't regret taking a break. I think I really needed it. And I think that, you know, I wasn't in like a headspace where I was making good content. And I think I really needed that time to kind of figure out what I wanted to do, figure out a lot about myself, like kind of personally. It just was so needed. Like I went from like my whole life basically being about content. That was it. All I thought about was content. I was always on my phone. I was always worried about numbers. I was living in a constant state of stress, not because of the job, but because of like my own coping mechanisms. And I let that kind of happen to myself, not discrediting my feelings, but like, you know, I didn't follow my own advice. I should have taken, if I had have taken this break or more regular breaks sooner, I would never have experienced this, I don't think. Now, obviously the moving didn't help that situation at all. Anyone who lives with people or, you know, lives with parents or whatever knows that it is an intrusive thing. You know, unless you're living in a soundproof bunker, it can be really disruptive and hard to do sometimes. But to answer that question, I don't regret taking a break. I regret how long it took me to realize I was ready to come back. Scott says, was it scary coming back? I don't know. I'll let you know after this video. To Twitch, no. To YouTube, yeah. This is freaking me out right now. Please be nice to me in the comments. And final question from Clegg, which is definitely not a friend of mine who I didn't ask to send me this question in order to perfectly segue it into the next part of this video. What are my plans for the channel going forward? This channel is going to remain the same in a lot of ways, but it's also going to change in a lot of ways. And I'm really fucking excited about it. I was asked earlier in one of those questions on Twitter, do I plan on continuing to make Twitch tutorial videos and like explainer videos for streamers and basically what I've been doing on this channel for the last 3 years? Answer to that is absolutely yes. They're not going to change. I'm going to continue to make them and make them as high quality as I possibly can and not make videos for the sake of making videos. A banner on my YouTube channel says honest, reliable streaming tips. I want that to continue. I want them to be honest, reliable, and be a resource for all of you to go to and help your own content and your own journeys. Because at the end of the day, like I'm sitting in the chair talking, but this channel is about you all. It wouldn't be possible without you all. So it should be for all of you all and benefit you all with your content. And I hope it can do that. I think though, with those tutorial videos, the way we shoot them, edit them, kind of present them and stuff, that will change a little bit, but that's not going to be for a while. That's going to be dope. But the overall plan is to breathe new life into this channel and just knuckle down, get to work and just work my ass off in order to make like the best stuff I can. I think there was a weird period where I fell out of love with content. I fell out of love with making it. And like, I have that drive back now tenfold. I just want to make videos again and I want to, have fun and create them. And like, maybe you're watching this video now and being like, oh, he's kind of different. He's not the same. Like, he's not as relaxed or funny or whatever. But like, that is genuinely because I am genuinely like nervous about making this right now. This feels odd, but it feels right and good, and it's only gonna I'm gonna get back to where I was and be more confident on the camera. I'm super excited for what we have planned on this channel and on the Twitch stream as well. Again, I'm back live streaming there like 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. Loads planned, and I'm sorry I was gone for so long, but as I said, this video is here to keep me accountable, but it's also an invitation for you. If you're watching this, you want to come along on this wild journey with me where we're going to make some wild content about content. I hope to see you around the channel. And if you're new here, or maybe you've unsubscribed, which again I understand, consider hitting the sub button, come along with us. And yeah, I feel like this is kind of like, as cringe as this might sound, I kind of feel like this is just the beginning. So thank you all again so much for sticking around. Please also leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. It lets YouTube know that I'm no longer a dormant channel. But yeah, thank you all so much, and I suppose all that's left to do is make some videos.